taking care is what I would like to talk about, because with the energy crisis and the climate change and the fossil fuels which are terminating and going to an end, we feel a bit overwhelmed by the size of the problem. And that is what politicians, lots of them, do all the time. They make it worse and worse and worse, so that at a certain point we won't know what to do about it. I have coined for that a special word which is called co-obstructing, which is a combination of cooperate and obstruct. It's a very political way of dealing with something, pretending that you want to help, but at the same time offering so many obstacles that like committees and inquiries and extra research, so that the whole thing sort of disappears under this mantle, this whole heap of ideas which are around it, so that you won't know what to do anymore. Co-obstructing is a thing which happens. It's a sort of bureaucracy in action. And as you may know, bureaucracy for me is the art of making the possible impossible. So in that manner, you can always remain in power without doing something or very much about it. The co-obstructing happens when you have an idea. When people have an idea or they want something, this is always a 100% thing. So when you have an idea to build a new house, then you have the whole house in mind. But you can never go overnight or overday to this 100% solution. So what you need to do is to cut it up in small steps. And these small steps, they can happen one at a time, and I can give you an example for that. And for instance, if you want to clean up your house or your room or your neighborhood, if a number of people or you yourself start by picking up one thing every day, you'll be amazed what has happened after a month, which really isn't very much, but it works that way. So if you start picking up garbage, one thing every day, some people will notice and they will ask what you're doing, and then sort of these things tend to move on. So what I would like to do is to bring back the whole overwhelming problem to small steps in which we can all contribute. I found a very nice story about that. When a man is walking by the beach, he sees in the distance a girl, and she sort of seems to be moving in a ritual dance. She picks up something and then she throws it into the sea. When he comes closer, he sees that she is picking up sea stars, which are lying on the beach, lots of them, and she picks up one and she throws it into the sea. When he comes nearer, he says, well, you know, there are so many of them, what will a few matter? And then this girl picks up another one and she throws it into the sea, and she says, for this one, it matters. And that's what I would like to bring back the problem to a small, graspable, small size in which we can all contribute. And this contribution is called by an organization guru, Gareth Morgan. He calls it the 15%. And it doesn't really matter whether it's 15% or 5%. It just means that you can never, and nobody, not even the President of the United States, he says, can change more in 1 week than 15%. But these 15% you can change. So if we all start giving our small contribution on everyday basis, then things are going to change. And with small things, I think, for instance, of cycling. You heard it before there. There is a thing called Waka Waka. I don't know if you know about it. It's a solar panel. There is a light, which is very strong. So it's nice to read by. And at the same time, you can recharge your smartphone on this lamp, this Waka Waka light. This is a small step. Cycle is another small step. And I think if we work in that manner, then there is this terrible story of everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. I don't know if you've heard it, but the story is a very tough story because there's a big job to be done and everybody thinks that somebody will do it. But in the end, they find out that nobody does it. And then everybody is angry with somebody because nobody did what anybody could have done. I would thank you for your attention.